So, but of course, you know how we start off every show at the Aggressive Progressive? This is how we start off every show.
I don't know. I don't pay too much attention to that. But I do know that when you look at, guys like Jimmy Dore, for example.
Yes.
Jimmy Dore talks about a lot of things that you'll never hear if you flick on the TV, on the cable news channels, and has very interesting conversations. And again, bringing facts and different things to life that people don't otherwise feel like they have access to.
Okay, so that just feels good. I just start off every show. We start off every show with that. And so Jake is new. He hasn't been here since we started the show that way. That's how we start every show.
Jake, we've only seen that clip 897 times. And it's not counting the times he showed me in private. And he tweets it, he texts me like on random moments throughout the day.
Have you seen this?
Jimmy, I got a brief flash there of Jimmy as Stevie Wonder. You're watching Tulsi Gabbard. That's like his music,
It's my key of life.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. All right, you're gonna get it.
Hi, Brad. You know how cute I always thought you were.
Stacy? Too many Q-tips, I've got water in my ears.
I don't know. Check in the house.
Oh, wait just a minute.
I don't know that would necessarily be true. That it would have that immediate transformative effect that needs to happen.
It was so perfect for him because it's Tulsi Gabbard saying all of these great things about him, and Joe Rogan just chimed in with, I love that guy.
I know, it's pretty sweet. Now,
And people try to pretend like the Republicans are the ones who aren't trying to fix global warming. How can you wag your finger at Trump for pulling out of the Paris Accords when the Democrats put Joe Manchin on the Energy Commission? Well, the fact is, when you do it, you'll look like a big damn hypocrite, and people see through it, which is why half the country isn't voting. It's not because of Jill Stein or Russia. It's because of the Democrats. And when you tell the truth about the Democrats, people tell you, shut your mouth. Quit talking about corruption in our government and everything will get better. This is an adult. I'm going to bet any money whoever this person is an adult child of an alcoholic. That sounds like a joke. It's not. I would bet, because that's the kind of stuff adult children of alcoholics say.
Hey, Jimmy, this is controversial. This is about Ro Khanna. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So they want to know, Arif Steer, why do you excuse Ro Khanna's past? Question mark.
What past?
Well, Aries Fair says he's not a progressive. He's opportunistic. See 2016 WikiLeaks email between his campaign manager and Podesta. He offered $50K to HRC's campaign for her endorsement. Ro was pro-TPP and ran as a centrist.
All I know is that now about Ro is that he's the one pushing stuff about Yemen.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong on Medicare for all. He doesn't take corporate cash.
He's very strong on unions, too.
Is
so
he?
I don't know. Yeah. So
And they said, why? He says, they go, you don't have an email? He says, no. He said, email. He says, you get in, and by the time you're done returning emails and doing all your emails, it's noon. He said, it's noon. So, and that's exactly, I feel the same way. If I respond to the emails that I get, I don't know how people do it. I really don't know how people do it. But I read a lot of the emails. I just don't have time to respond.
Charles Inslow says, I am completely dependent on your show, Jimmy. I have tried to quit you, but can't. My family thinks I'm crazy. Tony Montana, great question. At what price do you sell out, Jimmy? I earn $250K a year. I thought about it. I would at $5 million. I thought about it long and hard. You? Oh, that's funny. You answered that. What did you decide, Jimmy? $3 million?
Yeah, I said 3 million.
Milo is pro pedo. Ugh, what the? Come on.
Well,
It's soulless.
That's right. That was his. He was, and of course he would say he was just trolling. I was just trolling.
Yeah, and when we bring up this stuff, it's not because we like Milo Yiannopoulos. We don't. We just see the danger of deplatforming people
without
at
a transparent, without a transparent process,
right?
And a consistent standard.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'll always ask, why is it okay to advocate for killing thousands of people, but it's not okay to advocate for killing one person? Isn't that's weird? I think we should have a consistent rule. Not okay to advocate for killing.
James Alsop, another far-right political commentator.
And new friend of the show, David Wu, is trying to put a stop to that by reporting these e-girls to the IRS. Not only are you doing the right thing and ensuring that everyone pays their fair share in taxes, you're also contributing to some hilarious Twitter meltdowns. Doing the right thing.
So two far righties. So now you know they're going to try.
That's not good.
They're going to try and balance it out. That's not good, right, Ron?
No.
That's exactly the same.
And what did PayPal do? Didn't PayPal close down WikiLeaks, right?
Yeah, so this is how they get you. They control your money. And that's why Bitcoin was important.
Oh, another one too. Milo
Milo Yiannopoulos? They deplatformed him? Not good.
Yeah.
That should be illegal to be able to deplatform. That's like saying you can't use money. Like that there should have to be a hearing to do that. Why? How could you take someone's ability to?
We've talked about this in the past. The law has not caught up with technology yet. I mean, yeah, there should be, but these companies are still under the umbrella of they're a private company, so there's no
right.
Well, what that actually does is, I would imagine, then it puts the pressure. So instead of facilitating your own money, you have to do it now through your own websites, right?
Yeah, but you still need credit cards, right? So let's say they can, like, remember when I first started buying weed?
What we need.
Maybe we should elect a black guy with
banks everywhere.
I guess I'm going to have to start a goddamn third party. I'm going to have to fucking do it myself. We don't need ice cream.
Vegan ice cream? Is it?
Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar.
I'm getting a tummy on me, and doesn't feel good.
I'm no math surgeon, but pretty sure the Jimmy Dore Show fans spend more money on Super Chat to influence the live stream than Russia spent to influence the election.
We got a couple of nice retweets on that video, by the way. That was nice.
All from bolts.
Sorry, it just jumpied.
Glenn Greenwald gave us a nice retweet on that.
Nice.
Don't you love that? Isn't it weird?
Yes.
It's still weird that we met him in person. Don't you think it's weird that we met Glenn?
It wasn't weird, but it was fun. It was exciting. It was unexpected in a sense.
Okay, it wasn't fun. Okay, fuck it.
And that he was so
I said
nice.
it.
No, I said it was fun. It wasn't. It was fun. Hey, is that fresh water? Can you get fresh water? You get it out of the fridge. You know that.
What do you want? Do you
I
want tea?
fresh water. I make a coffee.
Okay. Go ahead and make him a coffee.
Can you let's just go ahead and.
All right, go ahead and plug that in for him.
It's not plugged in? Oh. Okay. You can make me a coffee then, I guess. Why do we have it out here? Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What's happening, Steph?
I'm telling you how to make your coffee.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. So let's talk about Beto O'Rourke for a second. It's like, hey, I don't want to let you sit at my lunch counter because I don't like that you're black. It's like, either you have to do business and serve everyone, or you don't get to do business, right? Can you check someone's political leanings? Hey, how do you feel about immigration when you come into my restaurant? You can't do that. You have to serve everybody. You don't get to ask those questions.
You know what?
You don't
How
get to
about-
go, hey, how do you feel about what's going on in Europe right now with the immigrants? Can I ask you that question? All right, you know what? I don't like what you said. You don't get to eat here. You can't do that in restaurants. You can't do that in hotels. You can't do that anywhere else. But all of a sudden, you can do it with these services and social media. Some fucking billionaire in Silicon Valley. By the way, all those indictments or all that stuff that happened with Cohen getting 3.5 years and Manafort and none of it has to do with collusion. None of it has to do with that. Isn't that amazing? What? The special counsel was vindicated? None of this has to do with anything to do with the Russian meddling. Nothing. This is exactly what we said they'd find. This is exactly what they're finding. I'm just mind-blowing. Vindicated? Not one of those things. Here, we'll go on. The charges at issue in the trial, which began July 31st, weren't directly related to Russian interference.
Or at all.
Or at all. Heard the term derangement syndrome when it came to Bush. The Republicans would say, oh, you have Bush derangement syndrome, which was their way to not have to answer any criticism. This is what you call Trump derangement syndrome.
Patreon is purging far-right figures, such as Carl Benjamin. He's a YouTuber and known for just being a far-right activist.
So they got rid of a far-right guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy Blue Lady, breaking news. Congress demands the arrest and prosecution of Hillary Clinton, Obama, and FBI probe YouTube.com. Watch. Beware, it's 30 minutes long. They're busting everyone. Really, Cindy?
So everybody's putting all their eggs in the basket, and even the Young Turks, even Cenk Uygur. When I was at, we did a special show this week, Wednesday night, and it was like, what does it look like for the progressives in 2019? And he's saying he's predicting there's going to be a break, that the progressives are going to go full out assault on the Democratic establishment. I don't see it happening.
And what was that style? What's that? So when I did standing up the comedy, you have to figure out who you are on stage, what's your persona and all that stuff, and hopefully it just happens. And so I tried to be like Bill Hicks, be tough and angry, and it didn't work. And so I wanted to talk about serious stuff as a comedian, so I would try to be nicer in a sense, right? I wouldn't be confrontational. I would be like, I'm just thinking about this, right? And then when I went and I started, the Young Turks called me and we started working together, I would see Cenk just go off on these rants. And I'm like, you could just do that? You could just be angry and let it fucking rip? And so I just started doing it, and people just, and that's what happened. I have what do you call, I don't want to say, I have an ability to speak extemporaneously. I am ironic that I was stumbling over that phrase, huh? I have an ability to speak extemporaneously in a way that, people can connect with. And so that was, and then when I saw Cenk doing it and I saw how
I was actually offered a studio. That's another story. I turned it down. But now
that's a cliffhanger.
Now that Patreon is I know. Now that Patreon is doing, it's fuckery, it makes me nervous. I'd rather stay independent and do this and just be crowdfunded like we are, and then tour. And that's what I would really like to do. But it's getting scary, right? With they just deplatform people. They take your ability to make money away.
Mm.
And, you know, that's not supposed to happen in the United States. That's not supposed to happen. So look what they did to Nick Brana.
By the way, so we have to start every show with my computer, please.
When you look at, you know, guys like Jimmy Dore, for example.
Yes.
You know,
Love
Jimmy
that guy.
Dore talks about a lot of things that you'll never hear if you flick on the TV, on the cable news channels, and has very interesting conversations. And again, bringing facts and different things to life that people don't otherwise feel like they have access to.
How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good.
How many times do you watch that clip on an average week? More than a dozen times?
Yeah.
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 That's
Maybe, I don't know, maybe half 100. It's pretty nice.